It literally was the day that I realized at shootouts and workshops, everyone is getting the same damn images. Models are modeling, everyone's like fighting for their shot, and there is no growth happening. There literally is no standing out. It's just falling in line. It left me feeling really sad, disappointed, and unfulfilled. You're about to learn what it takes to live free of fear, to finally feel confident in your work, and to step into your true authenticity as an artist. Get ready, because this is where we learn to stand out, to say yes to creating the work that we so deeply desire. Welcome. I'm Denise Birdsong, and I teach photographers and artists how to finally make their mark. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Make Your Mark. I'm super excited that you're here with me today, and I'm really excited to be here with you guys. I hope everyone is doing well. And with that, let's dive right in. So, when I was beginning my journey as a photographer, I did what I thought all smart photographers do. I booked myself into a ton of workshops. I recognized the talent of incredibly successful photographers who are creating beautiful work. And I thought, well, I obviously should go and learn from them. Smart thing to do. Why reinvent the wheel, right? Go and learn. And so again, I booked all of the workshops. At the time, I was a new photographer and I was really struggling. I was struggling to stand out actually. And I wanted to stand out in my community and with clients. And I wanted to get bookings and I wanted to be an amazing artist. And I also wanted to run a successful business and be a successful entrepreneur. And just like everyone else who is eyeing workshops or booking workshops, I was so excited and so hopeful that this was the thing that was going to give me the skills that I needed to get my work to the next level, and become like the giants in the industry and create beautiful work and deliver amazing experiences and build that wonderful business that I dreamed of building. You guys, I love people. I find them so incredibly fascinating and interesting, and I love being with them and around them. And so obviously portraiture was totally my jam. And I took all of the wedding workshops, and I took all of the portrait workshops and the boudoir workshops, and I even took editorial workshops. I just wanted to soak up as much as I possibly could. And I think it's safe to say, you guys, I took a lot of workshops. Even though they brought me some value, I started to see a pattern in them and started to see this unspoken truth about education and workshops. I remember this one workshop in particular. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. I was taking it with one of my girlfriends. She was flying across the country to come and take the workshop with me. And we were both like just incredibly excited. It was an editorial workshop, and we were excited to learn how to break into the editorial side of the business, learn all the ins and the outs, and all of the stuff. And then also have the opportunity to shoot like a beautifully styled session so that we would have, gorgeous portfolio work. And the beginning part of the day, the theory did bring some value. We learned some about continuous lighting, and there was some value in that. And then we moved into practical application, and that's kind of where things really started falling apart. And it really was the experience and the moment that just cemented in my mind that something wasn't right, and we really could do a lot better. And even though I felt this way, there was a tremendous amount of value in that experience for me, because it's when I learned that it didn't have to be that way. Things could be done differently. And that's really exciting. So I went to this workshop, and as I stated, we had some little bit of theory and then a little bit on lighting. And then the class was actually broken into two. And we had a beautiful model on this side and a beautiful model on this side. And then we had to line up so that we could cycle through shooting the models as they were modeling for us. And we were told that we were given 3 minutes each to shoot. So instinctively, I raised my hand and I asked the instructor, are people going to be shooting while I'm shooting, or is this my dedicated time? She responded by asking me if I cared. And I said, well, of course I care. I would like to shoot and not have other people shooting around me, because I had been to so many workshops. I know that, like, elbowing people to like get your shot and tripping someone who's going past you. And, the extroverted people who push forward and get the shots, and the shy people who kind of stay in the background and don't really get the shots. And then everybody kind of getting the same shots because the models are just modeling and moving, or someone's directing and posing and other people see it and they start capturing it. And because I really didn't get all of the value that I wanted in the theory, I had already transitioned in my mind to, okay, this is going to be portfolio building for me. I'm going to take control. I'm going to guide, coach, and direct this model. And I'm going to create work that no one else is creating. So at least I come away from this experience with beautiful portfolio work that I'm proud of, that I've actually created. So the instructor said, okay, fine, everybody get your 3 minutes. When one photographer is shooting, everyone else keep your cameras down. So my friend and I decided, since we were together, we had 6 minutes, right? So I would shoot with one body, which had a shorter focal length. She would shoot with another body that had a longer focal length. I would coach and direct, and she would get detail shots. And then I would get the main images. And at that 3 minute mark, we'd switch cameras and she would guide, coach, and direct, and we'd do the same thing for each other. So we had a game plan. We were ready to go. We were determined to get beautiful portfolio work that we knew we were creating. The models weren't doing it for us. Other photographers weren't doing it for us. And everyone wasn't going to leave the workshop with the same material that we had. So we're standing in line. And everything seems to be going fine. People are being respectful and, not shooting while other photographers are shooting. And it's our turn. And we get up there and we start coaching and directing. We tell the models, like, don't model. We want you to, just follow our directions so that we could create different work. And oh my goodness, cameras start going off and people start elbowing and the tripping starts happening and everyone starts coming in. And it was just like, oh, really? Again? Like, I'm in this situation again. And I asked the instructor to please do something about it, but unfortunately they were unwilling to. So I found myself in, the same kind of situation that I had been in at every workshop. And this is exactly why it was cemented in my mind at that time that we really can do better and it doesn't have to be this way. I was just left feeling really empty and unfulfilled because I wasn't given the opportunity to create that beautiful portfolio work that was going to be standout, and it was actually going to be mine. So I actually chose to quit shooting. I was so disappointed that I really was just kind of defeated. I felt defeated. And I knew that everyone was coming out of this experience with the same stuff. And there was no connection and there wasn't any kind of intimacy. And even though I was going to create beautifully emotive images, everybody else was going to have the same stuff. My girlfriend decided to keep shooting. And the next day we were supposed to go back and we were supposed to do editing. And I chose not to go back and attend. Again, I really felt defeated. I was quite disappointed. And the instructor told everyone to pull up the top 3 images that they wanted to edit. So everyone opens their laptops, they pull up their images. My girlfriend pulled up hers, stepped aside to get some water. And as she was coming back into the room, she said she looked around the room and she could see that all of the images, just about all of the images that were up, were images that we had coached and directed, and people were shooting over our shoulders. And those were the images that everyone was working on. And so again, everyone was leaving this workshop with the same material. And I wasn't doing anything to help myself stand out. As a matter of fact, I was creating much more beautiful work in my studio, creating more connection and more emotive work that was mine than going to a workshop that was a styled shoot that promised like beautiful portfolio material and all of this value and theory. And it was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back for me. It literally was the day that I realized at shootouts and workshops, everyone is getting the same damn images. Models are modeling, people are directing, other people are shooting it. Everyone's like fighting for their shot. And there is no growth happening. There literally is no standing out. It's just falling in line, which is exactly what we don't want to do. We want to stand out. We don't want to fall in line. We want to create beautiful work that's authentic to us. It's hard to make that happen at a workshop. It's hard to do that at a shootout. It's a free for all, like I've said. After that, I mean, honestly, the excitement of creating or the opportunity to create beautiful images at a shootout or a styled workshop or any of that just quickly faded. I knew what I was getting myself into. It was now clear this is not what was going to happen when I booked myself into these workshops. It left me feeling really sad, really disappointed, and kind of empty, just unfulfilled. Everything happens for a reason, right? And as we try new things, we learn and we grow and we become more aware. And so I think the moral of this story or the takeaway of this story is, if you are looking at a workshop, if you're looking at doing a workshop, do your research. This is incredibly important. Talk to students who have been to previous workshops. Find out what their experiences were like. Find out if they grew. Find out what they learned. And most importantly, make sure that it's going to fit your needs, your wants, and your desires, and it's going to help you grow and stretch and learn. It's the purpose of continued education. Because of all of these experiences, during my strip down workshops, all of the emphasis is placed on learning and creating a safe environment where everyone gets to learn, stretch, grow, get uncomfortable, push through it, have, breakthroughs, learn new things, create authentic art that is theirs and theirs alone. This is a huge emphasis that is put on the strip down workshops and on the environment. The very first thing that we do is we level the playing field. And I think this is incredibly important, and I wish it happened more. But I'm happy that it happens with strip down. So it doesn't matter if you've been shooting for 2 weeks or if you've been shooting for 15 years. Everyone who comes into the strip down workshop environment is at the same level. Everyone deserves the same amount of respect. There is no fighting for position or clicks or, tripping people when they're trying to get the shot or shooting over the shoulders. It's all about respecting the growth that we're all going to go through together and supporting each other and everyone being equal in the environment that we're learning in. Another important thing that I found is that it's really important to use client models. So this means not agency booked or trained models, because they end up doing all of the work for us. It's kind of hard to learn when someone else is doing all of the work for you. So we book in client models, and that means that you really do have to guide, coach, and direct these models in order to create that connection and to build those beautiful emotive images that we all want to create. And what we do is we create these little, I call them support pods. We create little support pods where we take the entire class and we break it down into very small groups. And then we take our client models and we put them at stations. And each one of the stations is manned by a stripped down master student who's there to make sure that everything goes properly and that an environment that facilitates learning is happening. So if you get stuck or you need help, or you're not quite sure what to do, that stripped down master student is there to help guide you through your growth journey and the learning process. And another really amazing thing happens in these little support pods that I like to call them. Everybody really starts to connect with each other and treat each other with respect and value each other and support each other through the growth and the learning and the wins and the difficulties and the setbacks. And so you get to shoot one-on-one. No one else shoots while you're shooting. You get to shoot one-on-one with the model. You get to guide, coach, and direct them. It's all about being your true, authentic self and creating art that is uniquely yours and having a group of people with you who are supporting you and doing that. And then when your turn is done, you do the same thing for the people that you're working with. I love our little support pods. They're amazing. And you cycle through each model station until you get to the part where you get to shoot with me and one of our client models one-on-one. And we do this multiple times throughout the workshop so that we are able to have, wardrobe changes, location changes, all of the great stuff so that you really can hone your skills, practice all of the coaching and directing, really work on creating emotive images, and come away with images that are uniquely yours, which is so incredibly important. And there's never that feeling of like, oh my God, someone's going to like come in and get my shot, or I'm getting pressured to move quickly because I've only got 2 or 3 minutes. You get to take your time and you get to go through the process of learning with this incredible support system. It really is awesome. And when you do this, I've seen our students who have learned how to create emotive images really start to stand out and become valued for the unparalleled work that they're creating, and recognized and celebrated for the beautiful, beautiful emotive work and connection that they're creating. And also, they're able to do an amazing thing. When you learn how to shoot this methodology, you're able to connect with your clients on a level that you've never connected with them before. And the way that your clients are going to respond to you is phenomenal. Not only are they going to be so much more emotionally attached to you, they're going to have a safe environment to be themselves because you're going to learn how to create that. They are going to be attached to the experience and the images, and you are going to make a lot more money because you're creating beautiful work that they're emotionally attached to, that's meaningful and gorgeous. And it's going to fill you with pride because you've done the work. You have done the work. You didn't go to a workshop and shoot a bunch of models and create work that you can't come back to your studio and replicate because the models were modeling for you. You've actually gone through a growth journey and a process where you come out on the other side and you can go back to your clients and you can recreate these beautiful images that are going to make you recognized and awesome at what you do. Scouts honor, guys. I have seen it time and time again. The transformations that happen allow the students to be amazing artists and create incredibly impactful work and deliver far more connected and meaningful experiences for their clients that lead to being the artists we all want to be and securing the clients we need to be successful business owners and entrepreneurs as artists. I want to talk to all of you out there who feel like you're unseen or who feel a little like you're lacking confidence or you're unsure. You're not quite certain how to create a repeatable process where you're building emotive, beautiful images and creating amazing experiences for your clients. I want you to know that it is actually possible. There's a scientifically proven methodology that I've created that will get you there. And if you want it, you can have it. It's yours. It's really that simple. So if you want to start the journey to becoming an authentic artist and having pride and confidence in your work, knowing that you are going to be able to create amazing work every time with every client, then I would love for you to join me and my free Facebook group. It's Stripped Down, the Art of Emotive Photography. And we have tons of free education in there, an amazing community of really supportive photographers. No drama allowed in this group whatsoever. It really is a beautiful place for learning and growth. And I would love to have you be a part of it. I want you to get past that feeling of being unseen, of not being recognized, of feeling unsure. There's so much beauty and pride on the other side of it. And it's not that hard to get there. I promise you it's not. I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. It was awesome spending time with you. It would be amazing if you would subscribe to the podcast and leave me a review. You can follow me on Instagram at Denise Birdsong Photographer. And by all means, please DM me. We talked about this earlier. I love people and I love interacting with you guys. I love hearing what your experiences are, what your wins are, what's going wonderfully for you. I even like talking to you guys about where you're struggling and seeing how I might be able to help you. So come on, send me the DMs. Let's get these conversations going. You can follow me on YouTube. Don't forget to join me on Facebook. I would love to have you in our free education group. And with that, until the next episode, you guys go out and create beautiful things. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day, guys. Bye.